So earlier on you saw us in the Xerox zone where we found out all about the partnerships that are being formed between Xerox and other partners. So we decided it would be a good idea to find out more about this, and look who's joining me. It's the one and only Gavin. How are you doing, Gavin?
How you doing? Pleasure to be here.
Can you just tell us, firstly, your official title with Xerox and explain to us all about these premier partners?
Well, apart from it being an awfully long acronym, let's just say that I'm responsible for the commercial print business and the print media business from a marketing side, but more importantly, being responsible for the Global Premier Partners Network, which is basically a group of leading providers around the world in all countries, about 43 countries, leaders in their own right in graphic communications in multiple segments of print today, from transactional print to traditional print to marketing services and even agencies. And we treat these customers with revere, because basically they're the people, the group, the community that actually take our equipment, our technology, and take it to new heights.
So this is about starting with your technology and finding the people that can revolutionize the way it's being used.
Well, it's more than just that. It's not about just taking a print engine and taking a bit of software and saying I'm in the business, right? It really is about sharing best practices and in partnership. And that partnership doesn't necessarily exist between the printer or the print service provider and Xerox. It exists between the print service provider, Xerox Corporation, and all the other affiliate partners that are associated with delivering value that is relevant and successful for that print service provider, like GMC.
Okay, so let's break it down into layman's terms, as it were, and have a very sort of simple working level. Give me an example of a couple of people that you have partnered up with and what the two of you are doing for each other.
Okay, so when as a print service provider, we have to think of the customer, put on the customer's hat. They're there not to just put ink or toner on paper. They're in the business to deliver a solution that benefits their customer, a business reason to be there. To do that, you need to deliver a partnership with various types of solutions and services, right? So if you're a transactional printer and you want to get into that marketing message on the statement, so to speak, we would partner with GMC, and GMC will come in and work with us, with the customer, to help build that business case and help them become successful in that segment. And there are a lot of successful case studies amongst the premier partners that have done that.
It sounds to me like this is one of those situations where there's actually three winners here. You know, there's Xerox, there's the people you've partnered up with, but perhaps most importantly, there's the customer.
Oh, absolutely, but it's the customer's customer, right?
Okay.
Think beyond that. People say we're in a B2B business and maybe we're in a B2C business, but at the end of the day, we're in a B2B to C2C. And let me explain that. I'm a business, right? I'm selling to a business, and that business is selling to a client, and that client at the end of the day is selling to who? The consumer. So we really go where the consumer takes us, and the whole value delivery chain of that journey, of that document, requires a successful, powerful print engine, okay, with great flexibility and versatility. But in order to get that imagery correct and that data correct, it requires a partner, whether it's GMC, Adobe, or any other of these powerful solution providers, to make that journey in the value delivery chain to be relevant to that consumer.
So if people are watching this thinking, well, actually, I want to be a partner. I fancy that tag, the premier partner. What do they have to do to earn their stripes?
Well, to become a premier partner, it is an exclusive community, and by exclusive I mean there is a criteria in order to become a premier partner. And the first and foremost is that you have to be loyal to Xerox, and that means premier partners are ambassadors for Xerox. They sit there and they talk very widely about our equipment and the technology and the solutions that they deliver. Secondly, they have to have a serious amount of investment with Xerox. And of course, current with Xerox in terms of paying bills, like everyone likes. And they have to be recommended by an executive or a Xerox representative. We're very flexible with who comes in, because if we're dealing in a country in, say, Singapore, there may not be an awful lot of very high, powerful printers in the middle of the country, so to speak. So someone just joined the Premier Partnership, and they're a printer in Singapore, been around for 100 years, and it's the very first digital, and they got a 700, but it's the only piece of Xerox equipment in that town. So, you know, we don't close the group and say it's only the best of the best. We open arms, we want to share best practices, but we do live by a certain criteria in order to make them a premier partner.
Okay, well that sounds great. I think we're going to probably get moved from these things that we're precariously perched on, so we'll have to wrap this up in a second. But we're here at Ipex. It seems to be there's a world of possibilities for the print industry here. So many people shaking hands, brokering deals. What are you hoping to get over the next few days?
Well, you know, I come into these things really excited, right? You know, this whole business is all about a sense of community. A sense of community where people are sharing ideas and best practices, and the vendors, the booths, the stands, they're all talking about these things and these new applications. And I'm hoping to see something, you know, the best thing you can find out is something you don't know. Right. And there's always something you don't know. And I'm discovering things all the time throughout this entire show, not only from partners, from vendors, but also from suppliers as well as from the customers themselves. There are students here even, and you just ask them what's going on and what they see about it. So you discover things that you didn't think of before, and you can take that to market.
So this is a really worthwhile event.
Oh, without a doubt. It's important for relationship building, but it's also very important from the industry perspective because there is a lot of change going on. There is a lot of fear, but there's an awful lot of opportunity as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. So much optimism here at Ipex, and Gavin's just emphasized that for us. It's really exciting times, and as you've just heard, so many partnerships being forged and begun, perhaps, right here at Ipex.